What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod.
Melissa, where art thou, Melissa? Miss Ford, we miss ya. I'm not trying to diss ya. Anyway, Dudecast, another one. I feel it was another great episode. Ish is climbing his way to the top. Hey, one thing I gotta give credit to Mark on, we never really speak on it. We always just say, oh, Mark's a great addition to the show. Mark is great at giving up personal stories. They have funny tones, they have serious undertones, they could segue into whatever topics they have on the board. Mark is phenomenal at doing that, and that's what Joe used to do. That's what drew a lot of us into this podcast. Joe speaking on personal traumas, Joe speaking on personal experiences, Joe speaking on funny personal experiences, things that aren't so funny but may seem funny from the outside perspectives. Those are all things Joe used to do, and now Mark's bringing that back to the pod, so I appreciate you for that, sir. But speaking of personal experiences, think we kind of unlocked something yesterday. Joe and Ish somewhat had a Maul and Joe moment. Y'all remember when Joe would be cracking or making a joke or telling a story, and then Maul would come in and say something's crazy, and then Joe gets up to go square up with Maul? That reminded me of the moment that Joe and Ish had with each other yesterday. That was dope. But I unearthed some things when I was watching that moment. We all know that Joe and Ish weren't speaking for a long period of time. None of us have ever really come with a conclusion to it. Ish said he missed Joe. He was sad that he wasn't talking to Joe. And as manly as a way Ish could say it, that was my man's. Every day, B. I wonder if they initially started chilling with each other because they were able to pull hoes together. If that was their main reason of becoming friends. We have to unearth why they became friends to realize why they had a falling out. Because if they started fucking hoes and became friends as a reasoning of that, then the fallout is clear to me. And Ish is the one that initiated the fallout because he was the one that missed Joe. He was the one that missed Joe because he was the one that initiated not speaking to Joe, which is why Joe is always making jokes on them not speaking. It has to be female related. And I'm not saying girlfriend related, female related. Ish always lets it be known that Joe is the best wingman alive because Joe used to set the play up for Ish. I'm thinking Joe had set up a play for Ish, but then backdoored the play. That's actually a piece I do want. Because I remember they was telling the story about how Joe had lip locked with a girl, and Ish took issue with that. Not really. Let me not even put that on his jacket. But he still remembers very vividly what happened, what she told him, what Joe didn't tell him, and what happened. Ish feels he knows. My intuition is telling me exactly what I just said. Joe backdoored a play that he set up for Ish. And Ish was about to apply pressure so she would be his girlfriend. But then that happened and she told him. Frustration. Damn, this man always doing that. Even though he was always setting the play up. Because Ish said it out his own mouth when he was speaking on his uncle. It's not about the money, dog. Money is light. I don't think it was a money issue, especially if Ish came and started working for Joe, anticipating him to pay a check every month, or quarterly, or however they get paid. So it's not money related. That's the only thing I could come up with. But anyway, Melissa Ford, I hope you are taking notes, not on how the guys are podding seamlessly together, but on things that you could possibly add to the pod if you continue, or if you plan on staying here. You keep saying you don't want to go anywhere, but the frustrations are airing out now. Everyone is showing their frustration with you. Not as far as the audience. It's still pretty neutral over here. You have a lot of supporters still, so salute to them. But I'm talking about your co-host. So I'm hopefully you're sitting back figuring out ways that you can fit in seamlessly, or you can get your strengths off without them trampling on you. Stand staunchly in it like you do when you get frustrated without directing it towards them. Just put that same energy in your take and figure out how to pick and pop. And I'm telling the same thing to Imani. But Mark is putting on a masterclass. He came out the gate swinging like he was about to lose his position, and he was nowhere close to losing it. So hopefully I'll come back with a vengeance like Ish. Hey, we running them numbers up, man, and I appreciate y'all. I am about to turn up on YouTube in a way that I haven't turned up before. I might be making an appearance on Spaces sometime within the next week or so. Got some things I need to get off my chest. A couple of plays I've been seeing behind the scenes. It's a couple of plays I've been seeing on other YouTube channels. Might have to speak on it, bring light to it. But I appreciate y'all as always. Stay tuned. Another video will be dropping. Get that ranking list out. I ain't forget about it. Just didn't want to do it weekly. Let it. Let's see where Ish went, because he was number 4 on my last list. But boy, that boy been showing his ass off. I don't know. Mark, Vermont Hill, and Ish, that dynamic. And I know the wheels are spinning in Joe's head. I know he's thinking about what he can do with them outside of the JBP. Not the JVN, just the JBP. And shit, I was absolutely wrong on Mark missing main episodes. He's coming on the Patreon, the main episodes. Did Joe up the bag? Did Joe up the ante? I would have to believe so. Mark's not cheap. So I very much so anticipate Mark, Vermont Hill, and Ish having some type of a show on the JBP. You heard it here first. But as always, I appreciate you. Like the video if you like the video. Make sure y'all comment. Let's get that engagement up. I've been lacking on responding. I need to get my replies back to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for spending time on my page. Let's get it up. Subscribe to the page if you have it. If you have, I appreciate y'all. Until tomorrow, y'all stay safe. Peace.